Well, we're going to have to do something about that Marie bitchin' soon.
It'd be easier if we could prove she's the lagger.
Of course she is. Yeah, I know that. We have to prove it and convince the others.
Well, maybe I could help.
How?
Well, Marie talks to me. She doesn't think I'm with you. I don't think she'll admit to being the lagger, but she could let something slip that might be useful.
Well, I happen to know a good mate of yours who's a lagger.
Our mates wouldn't lag on us.
Not on you, maybe, but they'd lag. We've all been wondering why Doreen's been acting so strange since she got back.
Are you saying that Dor's a lagger?
Too bloody right I am. I just had a visitor. Someone who just got out of Barnhurst. And she told me that Doreen was Vera Bennett's tame little dog and couldn't keep her mouth shut about anything.
Oh, you're just telling us this to get the heat off yourself. We don't give a damn what happens at Barnhurst. We've got a lagger here.
Yeah, and you're a bloody liar.
Shut up, Lizzie.
Hey, you're not going to let her get away with that, are you? Saying that Dor's a lagger?
She's got no choice because she knows it's true.
Not the way you say it.
No. But she lagged, didn't she?
Yeah.
Here we go, ladies.
About time, huh?
Change.
Thank you very much. A person could die of thirst waiting for it. We never got this at Wentworth, I can tell you. I can imagine that. We made some, though. Nearly killed us.
Right. What shall we drink to, ladies?
Let's drink to us, huh?
To us.
And Uncle Archie. Let's not forget the horse, either. Yeah, I'm fine. I just have to go to the loo, that's all.
Hey, Uncle Arch. It's Uncle Arch. Congratulations, Uncle Arch.
Thanks, Jeff. Hello, Laurie.
Oh, hello, Uncle Arch. This is my mother.
Oh, I'm pleased to meet you, Mrs.
Judy. Everyone calls me Judy.
It's okay by me, Judy. Well, what are we all drinking?
Well, nothing at the moment, thanks, Uncle Arch. Mum and I have to go.
Go already?
We'll be back in a second.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Well, I'll have the champers lined up when you get back.
Howdy. You remember the did.
I thought most of the women liked Dory. Well, I suppose so, but that's not the point.
I can't stop treating her as a friend just because she made a mistake at Barnhurst.
Look, Doc, there's one thing gets hammered into everyone's heads, and they all know it. There's no lagging to the screws.
Even if she was threatened?
If everyone went running to the screws when they thought they were being threatened, we'd be stuffed completely. There's us and there's them. The screws go home at night and we live here.
Yes, well, I understand that, but it seems a bit harsh, especially when we don't know what happened at Barnhurst. We don't know all the circumstances.
Well, that's why she's walking around with only one busted arm. If anyone lags on us in here, we'll find out about it sooner or later.
What would you do?
With a lagger? Anything we want.
Surely you wouldn't do anything drastic, would you?
Listen, lagging is like fizzing on your mates outside.
Fizzing?
Dobbing your mates into the cops. Now, I'm in here for killing one of those. So work it out for yourself.
These bloody earrings are killing me.
Come on, Mum, what is it?
Nothing, love.
I saw you in there. You were really scared. And you're still shivering, too.
It's nothing, darling. I just saw someone there I know, that's all.
Oh, who was it?
No one, just some bastard I don't want to run into.
Well, who is he, Mum?
He's an ex-screw, love. He's that man that hurt my friend, if you remember.
I see. Well, which one is he?
There's nothing you can do about it.
Look, all I want to do is go out there and see if it's safe to go back, all right?
Yeah, all right. He's at the bar. He's at the end of the bar, a big man with a leather jacket.
Okay. Well, it's not there now, Mum. Look, I'm afraid we'll just have to go back to the others.
Darling, I don't want to go out there.
Look, I know you don't. We'll make some sort of excuse to Uncle Arch and we'll get away as soon as possible, I promise. Just we'll have to make some sort of a toast to his win. You'll be all right with Jeff and Uncle Arch.
I know that, kid. Thanks, honey. We'll look after you, Mum.
You wanted to see me, Mrs. Davison?
Yes, have you seen the Gazette?
Didn't even know it had arrived.
Well, that's good, because the department seems to be showing more interest in correct procedures than correct proprietaries.
Was there some sort of a problem?
Yes, we look like having another senior staff problem thrust upon us.
Oh, no. What is it this time?
Oh, nothing you need worry about.
I am Deputy Governor. Any staff problem is my concern.
Yes, I realise that. But this time, you are the cause of the problem. Congratulations, Jim. You've been promoted to Governor of Beachmont. I'm glad I was able to tell you personally before you saw it in the Gazette.
You mean they gazetted it and they hadn't even told you?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Well, will you be able to find a replacement for me before I go?
Well, unfortunately not, because you take up your new duties in 2 days' time.
In 2 days? Well, I can't pretend that I'm not happy about it, but what a way to run a department.
I agree, but congratulations anyway. I suppose we'll be able to muddle through somehow.
Right.
Well, now that we've toasted the champion, when do we get to go have a look at her?
Anytime you like, Judy.
How about now?
Steady on, we've still got half a bottle left yet.
Well, I'm afraid I'm not much of a champagne drinker. I think what I need is some fresh air.
Tell you one thing, lad, we'll have to get rid of these women if we want to do any steady drinking.
I don't know, Uncle Arch. Be a hard choice.
It's the trouble with the younger generation. They're always thinking of the same thing. Come on, Judy, I'll show you what a real champion looks like. Not that the air in the stable will be that fresh, mind you. Hey, don't forget that champagne, Jeff.
Not your nephew for nothing, Uncle Arch.
Cheeky bugger. Oh, sorry, love.
That's all right. Where I come from, that's polite conversation.
Have a look at that for us, will you? Finer stock and more spirit than a gin shop.
Well, she's sure beautiful.
It's a he.
Oh, sorry. I should have known.
It's a bit hard to tell from this end, though.
Feeling a bit better now, Mum? Look, love, I'm just a bit giddy, that's all. I think it was the excitement.
How about we go to a nice fancy restaurant for tea tonight, eh?
You mean dinner?
He's talking about food. I don't care. You going to be in it, Judy?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I think I can afford a slap-up meal now.
Afford it? Hell, of course you can. This one's on the winner.
No.
Now, look, no argument. Here, Frank, cop this, son. You can do a bit of celebrating yourself after you finish looking after my boy.
Thanks, Mr. Maynard.
Come on, you lot.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
A real fine-looking animal.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
Mr. Maynard get any more at home like him?
Oh, nothing comes close to him. Just if you'd liven the place up, you know.
He's a breeder then, is he?
Oh, yeah, of cows. Mostly stud Hereford.
Yeah.
You know Mr. Maynard?
We've got mutual acquaintance. Actually, what I wanted to do was congratulate him on his win, but when I saw him with his family and all, I didn't want to butt in.
Oh, it wasn't quite his family. My young Jeff's his nephew, and the others were Jeff's missus and his mother-in-law.
No, I would have butted in any case. Just to say hello, you know?
What are you doing here, Burns?
Nothing.
Should be dressed by now and having breakfast.
I'm not hungry.
I don't care if you're hungry or not. Now go and get changed and report to the dining room quickly.
I have to go to the loo.
You just said you were doing nothing.
Yeah, but...
No. Don't answer me back unless you want to be in trouble.
No. Mrs. Powell?
What?
I was wondering if I could work in the garden after breakfast.
Why?
Sick of being inside, that's all.
You're not here to do what you like.
Yeah, well, I can't do anything inside with this arm anyway.
If you're well enough to work in the garden, you're well enough to work in the laundry. You will go and get changed. You will report to the dining room, and you will do it now. Move it!
It's not fair.
Morning, Mum.
Morning, darling. You sleep well?
Yes, thank you. It's wonderful having you here.
It's wonderful being here.
Morning, Judy.
Morning. You two should be on your own, you know. You're on your honeymoon.
Jeff had his way. He probably would have brought a couple of friends along as well.
That's lovely, that is.
Oh, well.
Anyway, I reckon you're the next best thing, Judy.
Well, thank you. That's the nicest thing anyone said to me today.
Must have been an accident then, I'll bet. Listen, Mum.
Yes, sir?
Well, about that man at the bar yesterday.
What about him?
I'm a bit worried.
Well, don't be.
What do you mean, don't be? You were really terrified of him.
Hey, come on. Arch and I were there, wouldn't have done anything.
Oh,
I appreciate that, love. I really do, but let's not underestimate Jock Stewart. He's the most dangerous man I know.
Well, there's nothing he can do to you here,
Darling. No. I think it was just the shock of seeing him or something.
Well, look, I tell you what. Why don't we just go
Please,
down and
can
report it?
Can we forget about it, huh?
Sure, but it really wouldn't
Promise?
hurt just... Yeah, okay.
This is my taxi. I better get a move on, huh?
See you, Judy.
Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Good luck, Mum.
Thanks, honey. Bye.
Keep your meter ticking, cabbie.
I'll do the jokes if you don't mind. You just look after the kid. Have a good day.
Bye-bye, Mum.
See ya. You are worried about her, aren't you, love?
Of course I am. And she was really terrified of that man yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
It's just so unlike her, darling. I mean, she never gets unnerved by people like that.
Oh, well, must be more to it than she told you.
Yeah, I suppose there must be.
Maybe if I had a word with her, she might open up a bit for me.
You think so? That'd be very nice.
What are you going to do about Doreen?
Nothing.
It can't go on like this. Either she'll crack or one of the other women will really hurt her.
So?
Well, that won't help any of us.
Look, if you're really worried, why don't you go look after her yourself?
I didn't say
What
I was
are
on
you
her
saying?
side. Just that we'll all suffer the repercussions if there's any unnecessary trouble.
Maybe it isn't unnecessary. Maybe it's necessary to show people that lagging isn't worth it. Maybe it'll show our lagger how to stop.
Do you really think there is a lagger?
I know it.
How will you find out for sure?
Started. I'll ask Jack what he thinks about it this afternoon.
Jack? You mean Fitzwater?
Shut up, that's not the kind of name you banter around here.
You're seeing him this afternoon?
I always pay my debts one way or another.
Morning.
What the hell was that all about?
Oh, of course, you've no idea, have you?
No, I don't. You come charging
Would you let me go, please?
I think I deserve some sort of an explanation.
You deserve an explanation. Oh, that's beautiful.
What the hell's going on?
Why couldn't you tell me? Couldn't you at least have had the decency?
Tell you-
No, not Lord Jim
Would you
Almighty.
just calm down a minute? Tell you what?
That you are going to Beachmont. That you are walking out on me with no warning. After you said that you wouldn't apply.
So that's what this is all about.
Is that all you can say?
I didn't say that I wouldn't apply. I said I didn't think I'd get the job. I didn't know the result until I walked into this place yesterday.
And you expect me to believe it?
I don't care whether you believe me or not. That's what happened.
And why was I the last to be told?
Oh, God, Janet.
You don't care, do you?
Not about this conversation. No, I don't.
You just use people and then drop them.
Look, Janet, there is a time and a place...
Oh, that's right. Everything in the right place and the right time and properly to start it
I've
off
had
and
enough
finish
of
with.
this.
Listen, what's going on, you two? You can
Look,
be
things
heard
have just got a bit out of hand. Talk to her, will you?
Janet, you must realise we can't have this sort of behaviour amongst officers. Squabbling over personal affairs as though we're no better than the president.
Just leave me alone, will you?
Come on, what's it all about?
I don't want to talk about it.
Vicious brutes. I sometimes think they're more trouble than they're worth. Come on, I think you should go back inside.
Now that we are all here, I have an announcement to make, although it will be of no surprise to those who have read this week's Gazette. I am happy to announce that Mr. Fletcher has been appointed Governor of Beachmont Youth Remand Centre. Unfortunately, we were not informed of this until the Gazette arrived yesterday, so had little warning that he would be leaving us tomorrow.
You said the department moved slowly.
There will be a staff party in the staff room this evening, so please let everyone know.
Well, I don't know, Mrs. Davison.
Come on, Jim. We don't get much to celebrate around here.
Celebrate? Yes, all right, Mrs. Davison. I'll be there.
Good. And now that Mr. Fletcher is leaving, there will be some of you who will be thinking about his replacement. I hope all eligible officers will give very serious thought to this position.
You're rather preoccupied today.
Yeah, well, got a few things in my mind. I'm meeting somebody later. You seem a bit edgy yourself.
Yes, I suppose I am.
Got any special meetings lined up?
No. That's the trouble, I suppose. I get this way when I haven't seen my little boy for a while.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes in this place. There's not much you can do about the outside from here.
No, there isn't.
So, what's going on here?
Smoko?
Oh, very funny, Edwards. It's a little late for one thing. For another, you've forgotten the cigarette.
Wow, what do you know? I was trying to give up. Must be working.
Well, if you're not working within 2 seconds, I'll give you a chance to give it up in solitary. I don't want any more cheek out of you either.
Mrs. Powell?
Yes?
It's over a week since I heard from my little boy, and
I don't want your life history.
Please, could I phone my mother?
Oh, now?
Yes.
No.
Oh, God, she's all heart.
Please.
Well, you're obviously not much help in here. All right.
Thank you, Mrs. Powell.
Everyone else, get on with your work. You're developing a tendency to push your luck.
You did quite well out of the kitchen racket, didn't you?
No, I don't think your friends, Smith and Edwards, were too happy about it.
I know. Anyway, it must look good on your record.
What are you driving at?
With the deputy governorship coming up.
Oh. And how do you know about that?
Someone mentioned it at morning tea break.
Of course, the grapevine still working well. Yes, I won't deny. I appreciate that tip.
Good.
So what are you up to this time?
I have to get an urgent message to Inspector Grace. If I could have a private phone call.
You know that's not allowed.
If. Well, there could be something extra good in the wind for you.
Soon?
Oh, I think it might be very soon.
Okay. You can have your private call.
Thank you.
This time.
What's going on?
Just got a little prezi for you from the Barnhurst girls.
Cut it a bit, will you?
Come. Mary says we've got to give it to you.
What have I ever done to you? Come on, let me go.
You just talk it over with Bev and Shirley while I keep lookout.
Oh, let me alone, you rotten mongrel!
What's going on there? We just wanted to say hello, Miss Conway.
You'll get out of it and get back to work. Go on.
See you, Dor.
I'll deal with you three later.
Thanks.
You all right?
Yeah, I reckon.
Well, what was that all about?
Nothing.
All right, Burns, suit yourself. You better go to the hospital and see the sister.
No, I'm all right.
Well, I'll escort you back to your cell then.
I know the way.
All right. But it'll be reported, so get on your way.
Hello. Hi, Mum. Lunch nearly ready?
Almost. I'm just
just going to go down the shop and get some milk and a tick.
Oh, I'll get it for you, love.
You sit down there and I'll get you a drink. You look
Oh,
pushed.
but it's
Besides, Laurie needs the exercise.
You'll keep. See you soon.
All right, honey.
Here you go.
Thank you very much. I needed that.
So how's it been going?
Well, I'm not exactly making my fortune out there.
Well, it takes a while to get your confidence back, I suppose.
Yeah, and lack of confidence is disastrous in the cab game.
You haven't been thinking about that Jock Stewart character, have you? Listen, I know it's none of my business. You tell me to get lost if you want it. It's just I feel part of the family now.
I know that.
And where I come from, we look after each other.
I really appreciate it too, love. It's just must be I'm not used to all this family business, that's all.
Just a bit of practice. Now, tell me about this Jock character.
Well, there's nothing to tell, you know. It's just best to keep out of his way, that's all.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the way we dealt with things at Wentworth, you know that? Look, I don't even think the guys saw me at the races.
You don't like talking about him much, do you?
No,
Ah, well, that's okay.
I just want to forget about him.
Sure. Have a drink?
No, I think I'll wait for lunch. Thanks very much.
I better get on with this, or Madam will skin me alive.
It's Maynard.
Hello, Mr. Maynard. My name's Andrew McLeod. I'm a friend of Jeff's from up north.
Oh, yeah?
Look, I've been in New Zealand a couple of years. I heard he was stopping with you, is that right?
Well, no, he's in town on his honeymoon.
Oh, so he did marry her?
Oh, you know Laurie?
Well, not really, but he wrote to me about her.
Oh, is that a fact?
Yeah.
The number of letters we got, I thought he was illiterate.
Well, actually, it was the only one I ever got myself, I can assure you. Look, I wonder if you could help me contact him. I didn't want to bust in his honeymoon, but I've only got a couple of days left before I go back to New Zealand.
Oh, I can't see any harm in that. They're staying with Laurie's mum. Hang on a minute, I'll get you the address.
Good.
You'd think they'd give us some rubber gloves.
Oh, you've got no hope of that.
Well, look at me hands, will you? They're ruined and they used to be me pride and joy.
All right, Lizzie, change the record.
Gee, am I glad to see you.
Giving you a hard time.
Yes, but two of them just tried to bash me in the corridor. Only Conway sprung them.
Been living it up in this sweatshop, have you?
We've been making out.
Well, don't get too comfortable.
I see you're still pushing kids around.
Going soft on laggers, are you?
You can think what you like. You can even think I'm going soft if you're looking for a surprise.
Come on, what are you waiting for us all to starve?
Well, you could always eat Doreen's tucker if you like. She doesn't seem to want it very much.
Trouble with some people in this place, they haven't got any manners.
You think it's wise to antagonise her like that?
Mari?
Yes.
She doesn't scare me.
Hey, I see you had a few words with Mari.
So?
Well, you were sort of backing Doreen.
No, I wasn't.
Well, maybe not, but I think it's about time they lay off the kid. And a word from you to the women would help.
You've got a voice, haven't you?
Sure I have. What good's it doing at the moment? Another one wouldn't hurt. You could always try. They might help, you know.
Personally, I've had a gutful of laggers. There's one we've got here who's ruining everything we do, right?
OK, but it's not Doreen.
I know that.
So, why not put in a good word for her?
You're asking the wrong person, OK? I've got nothing against her, but you're asking the wrong person.
Oh, is that right? Let me know when you want a favour.
You will be pleased to hear we have a new project to occupy the women.
Oh, what is it?
The department is supplying a small printing press.
I can imagine the sort of tricks the women will get up to with that.
Oh, I think it's a bit early for judgment. I believe it will give the women more variety in their work and perhaps teach some of them a new occupation at the same time.
What sort of work will they be doing?
Well, just official papers and circulars.
Well, haven't we had enough trouble with forgery in here without giving them a printing press?
Oh, the plates for the official documents and forms will not be made at Wentworth, so there shouldn't be any problem there.
Well, what sort of training will they need?
The department has hired a Mr. Marnie. He will instruct and supervise the use of the machine. Now, as the machine is being installed tomorrow,
So soon?
Yes, I would like you to post a few circulars asking for volunteers, Mrs. Morris.
Right, I'll get onto it straight away.
Thank you.
There is another thing, Mrs. Davidson.
Yes?
It's about Doreen Burns. She seems rather unsettled after that Barnhurst experience. I was wondering if she could have some time alone. You know, perhaps working unsupervised in the garden might help.
Yes, that will be all right.
Well, she did speak to Mrs. Powell about it, but Mrs. Powell didn't
Yes,
seem
well,
to...
I don't think there shall be any problem there. She can stay there at least until her arm is mended.
Thank you. Right, I'll get onto those notices for the printing press for you.
Mrs. Davidson.
Yes, Miss Conway?
About the party for Mr. Fletcher. I was wondering if I could be rostered on duty at that time. I don't really like parties, and I can always say my own goodbyes later.
Yes, very well.
Yeah, can I help you?
Yes, I'm the solicitor acting on behalf of Sandra Edwards.
Mr. Parker?
That's right.
Yes, all seems to be in order.
Thank you.
If you'll just sign in, I'll take you to the interview room and get Edwards.
What'd you do that for?
Oh, all right, it's enough. If you're not trying knocking someone around, you can try it with me.
Don't tell me the girls are fighting again. I don't know what this place is coming to.
You know exactly what's going on, and it's gone far enough.
Really?
Yeah, that's right. I know you're behind it. Just because Doreen loused up your petty thugs in Barnhurst.
Lagging's the word, I believe.
Call it what you like.
I will. Of course, you know all about lagging at Barnhurst, don't you?
Survival's the name of the game, and you should know better than anyone what those bitches at Barnhurst are capable of.
Survival is what they're capable of, and I taught them everything they know.
I was only sticking up for myself.
Sticking it up everyone else, you mean?
I wonder if you'd be so cocky if you were on the receiving end without your heavies to back you up.
Have you quite finished?
Oh, I haven't even started.
A lagger is a lagger. Everyone around here knows that. And if anyone wants to wipe their feet on one, they can go right ahead.
I do need to talk privately with my client.
You got 15 minutes.
We haven't been very happy with you.
So I gathered.
When people work for us, we expect them to work. Not tell us they're too busy when we ask a simple little service of them.
When did I ever say that?
That's the message we got back when we asked you to check a leak in the system. That bastard Grace has been sniffing around.
The message didn't come from me. As for Grace, he's been here questioning me about Megan Arnott.
How many times?
Twice.
He's been here more often than that.
It doesn't surprise me. He'd be screwing someone for a bust.
What do you know about it?
Well, we have got a lagger. Maybe she's been blabbing to Grace. It all fits in.
Who is it?
That's my business.
Don't get uppity with me.
I wasn't, Jack. But if I'm going to deal with her, then it is my business. And you know I always take care of my business.
Yes, well, I will give you that. I suppose I'll be reading her name in the newspapers anyway.
Still your part of the deal to come through.
I haven't forgotten. Still, it would be nice to know who it's for, anyway.
Did Mr. Fletcher say how long he'd be?
He won't be long.
Can I help you, Inspector Grace?
Oh, yes, I hope so. I've got information that John Fitzwater might be on his way here to talk to Sandy Edwards.
Fitzwater? Isn't he that hood that had Terry Harrison killed?
Well, he's the one we suspect had something to do with the murder, yes.
Well, he wouldn't be that crazy, would he, to come here?
He may not call under his own calling card.
Well, Edwards has got a visitor at the moment, a solicitor by the name of Parker.
That'll be him. Let's go.
Yeah, just a minute. Sign in first.
Look, he may...
Don't worry. There's only one way out of here. He won't get past us.
How are you going to get that inside? Won't they search you in here?
You leave that to me. It's my deal now.
Yes, and I must say it's a pleasure doing business with you again. Now, Sandy.
Yes?
I'm sorry about that misunderstanding that led to Arthur's accident. Still insane not having seen him for such a long time. I don't suppose he mattered much anymore. You know, it's a pity we've only got a few minutes left. We could have a bit of fun just like the old days.
Arthur wasn't like a normal husband to me, Jack.
Yes, well, I sort of figured that.
He looked after me since I was 14. It's more like a father, you know, as well as the other thing. Arthur was all I had left, Jack.
Water. Is he dead?
Just about. Get an ambulance, will you?
Well, Sandy, looks like our friend has had it. And that would be about as close to being caught in the act as I've ever seen.
It was self-defense.
Hey, what do you take me for, an idiot?
Inspector Grace.
Look, this is murder. I've never seen such an open and shut case.
You didn't see enough then?
Look, Fletcher, you're letting your personal feelings about this man affect your judgment.
I got here first, remember? It was all over by the time you got here.
So, what are you getting at?
Well, it's obvious that Fitzwater was trying to kill her. I had to drag him off. He obviously got stabbed in the process.
And all your prisoners bring a knife into the interview room?
It was his knife.
Yeah, that'd be right. All prisoners are searched before and after interviews. He had to have brought it in.
I don't believe what I'm hearing.
Look, Meg, take care of Edwards, will you? Get her to a cell, get the sister to have a look at her.
Now, just wait a minute. I've got a few questions for Edwards.
Then you can organise it through the proper channels. She's in no fit state to be questioned.
State, is it just the health of your prisoner that you're concerned about, Fletcher?
Look, Grace, you've been sniffing around this place long enough to know how we operate. Now, you can talk to Edwards after she's been seen to.
I just can't understand how such a shocking thing could happen at Wentworth.
Oh, you've had killings here before, Mrs. Davidson.
I am aware of that, Inspector. But a prominent criminal killed right under our noses.
Yeah, which is a bit out of the ordinary, I agree.
A bit out of the ordinary?
Look, I've been dealing with these mobs for years. I don't get surprised anymore.
Or shocked?
Well, it's my job to deal with things that may shock the rest of you. However, I still can't believe Edward's story.
Well, I know what I saw.
Yeah, you saw the tail end of it. Like, what I'd like is a witness who saw the start of it. Look, there's a couple of things about this whole business that bothers me. I mean, Fitzwater's style is to point the finger, get someone else in to do the dirty work. He's no fool. That's why I've never nailed him.
What do you mean?
Well, I can't understand how Fitzwater would think that he could just walk in here, kill Edwards, and walk out again. I mean, it's a hole in his plan. It's careless.
Well, careless or not, I know what I saw. And that supports Edwards' claim of self-defense, regardless of how much you want to put another feather in your cap by nailing somebody.
Mr. Fletcher.
That's all right, Mrs. Davison. In spite of what most people think, I am more concerned with busting criminals than I am with getting credit for myself. And I must admit, we've had one big, bad criminal here today, well and truly busted.
We are talking about a man being killed, Inspector.
Yeah. Well, I might not be as cultured as you, Mrs. Davison, but I do believe in poetic justice. We've got one criminal less. I intend to drink to that.
Is there anything else we can do for you, Inspector Grace?
Yeah. Don't let Edwards leave town before the inquest.
It's nice of you to let me come out in the garden, Miss Conway.
It was Mrs. Morris who arranged it.
Yeah, well, it's nice to get a bit of peace anyway.
You haven't got long. Make the most of it.
Well, that's okay, I suppose. Just like to be on my own for a bit, you know?
You're not on your own, Burns. I'm here to escort you.
What do you think I'm going to do out here with a busted arm and the dogs over the fence? Dig my way out?
Don't be insolent. I'll come back for you shortly. I won't be far away, so don't do anything silly.
How could I? Hello, boys. Look what Dor bought for you. You take it gently, gently. Oh, good boy. There's a little bit for the girl. Come on. No. Gently. Go on. Yes. It's really nice, isn't it? Yeah, aren't you good boys? Yes. No, that's big. It's too big for you. Just a little bit there. Go on. Lick. Oh, what a good girl. Aren't you beautiful?
I wonder what happened to Sandy.
I don't know, Lizzie.
Oh, who cares? You got any idea, Kate?
No idea. Seems the establishment is going to give us a new interest.
When have they ever given us anything except problems?
Well, they're asking for volunteers to work in your printing press, according to this notice.
Yeah?
Well, that might break the boredom. I might just put my name down for that.
Yeah. I reckon Dora'd be in that too. Give her a chance to show her talents.
Ah, big deal. So what do you reckon they're going to have us printing, banknotes?
Well, at least it'd get us out of the bloody laundry.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Smith, you might even get a chance to work a press again.
The laundry press will do me. And I'll be taking that over as soon as I feel up to it.
How are you feeling, Edwards?
Fine, thanks, Mr. Fletcher.
Well, the sister will be back soon to give you a final check. After that, you'll be allowed out of here.
Thanks.
I suppose the women will look upon you as some sort of a heroine now. What was the connection between you and Fitzwater?
He had a business deal going.
What sort of deal?
I paid him so that I could stay in business.
Is that all?
He had my husband killed.
You sure of that?
He admitted it. To teach me a lesson because he thought I wasn't cooperating as his contact in Wentworth.
You could have gone to the police.
Before they knew. They know about others too, but they'd never be able to get enough on him for even a parking ticket.
Did you plan to kill him?
Does it matter?
I don't really know. What would have happened to you if you'd kept on refusing to cooperate?
Same as Arthur. Point the finger and sooner or later I'm dead. He was all I had in this miserable bloody world. There was only Arthur left.
It's a shame such a terrible thing happened during Jim's last hours here.
Yes, well, I can't understand how a man like Fitzwater can just walk in here.
He's done it before.
Are you sure, Mr. Faulkner?
I checked the visitors' books. He's been in twice under the name of Parker. Could have used other names, but we'll never know now.
To see Edwards.
To see Edwards.
That young lady has some rather disturbing secrets.
She's a murderer.
Yes, that's why she's here.
No, I mean today. That was murder. That will depend on the coroner's verdict.
Look, I think a change of subject would be appropriate for Jim's party, don't you think?
Agreed. Is everything in order, Mr. Fletcher?
Yes, everything's shipshape, as Captain Faulkner here might say.
Good, then consider yourself relieved of duty and enjoy the party.
Thank you, I will.
Oh, here you are, Governor. This should help.
Thanks, Meg.
Hasn't got much of a head on it.
Oh, a beer drinker, eh? So you don't want to wine?
Oh, well, I've got to be sociable, haven't I?
I'm sorry to see you go, Jim. Although I'm pleased to see you get what you want.
Yes, I must admit it's going to feel a bit strange for a while. Still, it opens up a few opportunities around here.
Yes, that's just it. Who's going to take up those opportunities?
Surely you'll be applying.
Yes, but I'm 2 rungs down the ladder, remember?
So was Vera when she got Barnhurst, remember?
True. However, I don't see myself as that sort of material.
Oh,
you know,
no, come on. You apply, Meg. And if they don't give it to you, then they're crazier than I thought.
There'll be lots of other applicants.
True, but it doesn't alter my opinion. In fact, why don't you come with me and give me a hand at Beachmont?
Thanks, Jim, but I think I get homesick for this place.
Oh, really?
Someone must need a refill by now, I suppose. There you go.
No, I'd love to have you out there, Meg.
Oh, did you hear about the printing press?
What printing press?
They've got a new printing press and they're setting it up in the workshop and they're asking for volunteers to work on it.
Yeah? Could be good for you with your special talents.
Oh, yeah, she could print up lists of everything that we're doing and give each of the screws a copy.
Why don't you keep your trap shut?
Why don't you tell your little playmate that? She's the one who's always shooting her mouth off.
Oh, get off my back.
Oh, poor little sourpuss is offended. I'm surprised they didn't invite you to Fletcher's send-off party.
Ignore her, Doreen.
It's not easy, Bea.
Yeah, well, what is?
What about the printing press?
I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
Well, don't let your enthusiasm carry you away. You can't spend the rest of your life moping about, you know.
Well, I might have other interests.
Such as?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, I give up.
Hey, have you seen Sandy?
Well, not exactly. But I know where she is.
Well, are you gonna tell us?
She's in her cell.
Well, that's no big deal.
Oh, yeah? Well, they've locked her in. They've got a screw out in the corridor and they won't let anyone near her.
What for?
I don't know. But I saw Fletch coming out of there a little while ago, and he looked as though he had quite a lot on his mind.
Maybe she was giving him a going-away present. Of course, she doesn't waste any time, does she?
It's up to you. You're the only one who...
Okay, how about a bit of order, please? Sorry to have to do this to you, but Jim wants to say a few words.
I knew somebody was going to do this.
Well, I told him not to interrupt the party, but I'm afraid he insisted.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how about a few official words?
Well, I can't be official. I don't work here anymore, remember?
Well, how about a farewell speech, then?
Oh, no.
I think it's an excellent idea.
Oh, come on, James, a parting shot.
Well, the department didn't give me much time to prepare a speech, so I haven't got a great deal to say. I can't pretend that it's always been fun, but I know that when I walk through those gates tonight, that I'll be leaving most of the friends that I've got behind. And I'd like to thank you all for all the support that you've given me, both in good times and in bad. And I'd just like to, well, wish you all you deserve for the future.
Hell, Jim, you could have wished us luck.
Sorry, mate. No, there's only one escape at a time around here, and it's my turn right now.
Well, perhaps we should confine you to solitude.
Oh, I doubt it'll hold him now.
No, please, thank you. Thank you all very much. You can be quite sure that I won't forget any of you.
Jim.
Thank you.
Audrey Fletcher's gone yet. Well, good riddance if he has, though they'll probably just replace him with another one.
I wouldn't mind applying for that job myself. I rather fancy myself as a deputy governor.
It's true. If that happened, I'd have to go over the wall.
But this place would be real good then. I mean, if we were running it.
Well, you've got fat chance of that.
I wasn't talking to you.
No, of course not. I'm not wearing a uniform.
I am sick of hearing that tune from you, Winter. Now, why don't you lay off?
Who's going to make me? You little powder puffs?
She's not worth wasting your breath on,
It
Bea.
wasn't my breath I was thinking of using.
Bea?
You hear that, girls? There's a lot of big talk flying around tonight. I think a few people need reminded of their position. What do you say? We've got time for a bit of a lesson?
Yeah. Oh, you look bloody awful. What happened?
Well. Fletcher's little pet of the month. We heard you'd been locked up. What have you been up to?
You really want to know?
If someone has a private meeting with a deputy governor, yeah, I want to know. What's it all about?
Had a visitor today.
So, who was it?
Jack Fitzwater.
What did Jack have to say for himself?
Nothing much. Just your little drug racket's finished.
You little bitch. What did you say to him?
Nothing much. Just killed him.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the when morning comes around.